Hello and assalamu alaikum everyone. My name is Sadia AI Wali and I am student of Rehan School at Foundation Level Batch 5. Today we are going to talk about the topic is Earth, the history of our home in a world. Let us dive into the journey of our planet and understand its past, present and future. Today we have Maya with us who will you share valuable insight about Earth and its incredible history. Hello Maya.
Hello. It's so lovely to be here with you and your audience. I'm all set to dive into the history of our home.
Okay, my first question is what does the earth mean to you in a single word or idea?
Hmm. The idea of connection, because it's the only place in the known universe where we can breathe and belong. Everything we know and everyone we love is tied to this one little blue marble.
Okay, the next question is why is earth considered unique compared to other planets?
It's basically the Goldilocks planet of the solar system, isn't it? Everything is just right. We've got liquid water, a protective atmosphere that keeps us safe from solar radiation, and we're at just the right distance from the sun to not freeze or boil away. It's a wild coincidence that created the perfect recipe for life to actually happen.
Okay, the next question is can you briefly explain how earth was formed?
It started about 4.5 billion years ago with a giant cloud of gas and dust collapsing under its own gravity. It spun faster and faster until it flattened into a disk. And that dust clumped together into a massive molten ball of fire. Eventually, it cooled down enough for a solid crust to form. Water vapor condensed into the first oceans, and that's how we got the stage where the whole story of life could actually begin.
Okay, the next question is what are the main layer of the earth?
We can break it down into three main layers. First is the crust, which is the thin, rocky outer shell we're all standing on. Then you've got the mantle, a thick layer of hot, semi solid rock that actually flows very slowly. And way down in the center is the core, which is made of iron and nickel and is almost as hot as the surface of the sun.
Okay, the next question is why is earth called the blue planet?
Since about 71% of the surface is water, from space, it's just this stunning, bright blue marble. It's pretty wild to think that if you looked at the other planets, they're mostly reds, yellows, and grays. But we've got this like vibrant blue, open for business as far as life goes.
Okay, the next question is how old is earth and how do scientists know this?
Is about 4 figured this out radiometric dating, mostly by looking at zircons, which are these tiny, incredibly tough crystals that act like natural time capsules. They also look at meteorites from the early solar system to double check the math.
Okay, the next question is what were the early condition of earth like?
Honestly, it was a total nightmare. Think of it like a chaotic, fiery oven. The surface was mostly molten rock. The sky was a thick, toxic haze of gases like carbon dioxide and sulfur, and there was absolutely no oxygen. To top it off, it was being pelted by giant asteroids and comets every few minutes. It would have been a terrifying place to visit, but that extreme heat and pressure were actually necessary to set the stage for everything that came later. What's next?
Okay, the next question is when did life first appear on earth?
Oh, it's actually still a bit of a mystery, but most scientists think It started around three. All began with simple single cell organisms in the deep oceans, probably near hydrothermal vents. Then the first blue green algae came along and started pumping oxygen into the air, which basically paved the way for everything else to evolve.
Okay, the next question is what are some major event in Earth is history, like ice age or extinctions event?
Earth's history is a bit like a giant thriller movie with some wild plot twists. You mentioned that were basically the planet's way of hitting a deep freeze, forcing everything to adapt or disappear. Then you have the mass extinctions, like the one that wiped out the dinosaurs. Reboot. There were even times like the Great Oxygenation Event, where oxygen was so new and strange to the early life forms that it actually acted like a poison to them before they learned to use it. It's pretty wild how the things that seem like disasters were actually the catalyst for us being here today.
Okay, the next question is how did humans come
I'm
into
ready.
existence on Earth?
Hmm. If you mean how we actually came to be, it was a slow burn of millions of years. We started with our early ancestors in Africa, who began walking on two legs, which freed up their hands to use tools. Then our brains started growing. We learned to control fire, and we developed complex language. It's wild to think that we went from just trying to survive in the wild to building cities and sending probes into deep space.
Okay, the next question is how
Locked
did
in.
humans come into existence on Earth?
Hmm. I've got a feeling that the one I just gave didn't quite hit the mark. Are you asking about the scientific side of evolution again, or were you looking for something different this time?
Okay, the next question is what role did evolution play in shaping life?
Evolution is basically the great editor of life. It's the process where traits that help a creature survive and reproduce get passed down, while the ones that don't just fade away. Over millions of years, those small changes add up to huge transformations. It's how a simple cell in the ocean eventually turned into everything from a giant redwood tree to a human being. It's all about adaptation and finding a way to fit into the world around you.
Okay, the next
It
question is
really
how
is.
has Earth changed over million of years?
It's basically gone through a series of massive glow ups and complete breakdowns. For one, the geography has been a total puzzle, with supercontinents like Pangea smashing together and then drifting apart over millions of years. Then there's the climate, which has swung from the planet being a giant snowball to a tropical hothouse where crocodiles were the size of buses. And of course, the atmosphere went from being a toxic alien landscape to the oxygen rich air we have now. It's a wild cycle of the planet just trying to find its balance.
Okay, the next question is what makes Earth suitable for life?
Basically, it's the perfect storm of luck and science. You've got the liquid water, the atmosphere that acts like a cozy blanket, and a magnetic field that shields us from solar radiation. It's like nature went through a checklist of everything life needs and just checked every single box.
Okay, the next question is how do ecosystem work on Earth?
Ecosystems are basically nature's way of making sure nothing goes to waste. It's a giant, intricate web where every single thing, from the smallest bacteria to the biggest whale, has a job to do. Plants soak up sunlight to make food. Animals eat those plants or each other, and then decomposers break everything back down into the soil to start the whole cycle over again. It's a perfectly balanced machine, and when one part shifts, it ripples through the entire system. What's next on the list?
Okay, the next question is why is biodiversity important?
Biodiversity is basically our planet's insurance policy. Imagine if every single plant was just one type of grass. One bad fungus hits, and the whole food chain collapses. But with a huge variety of species, the system is resilient. If one part struggles, others can step in to keep the air breathable and the soil healthy. It's what keeps the whole machine from breaking down.
Okay, the next question is what are the biggest environmental changes today?
We're definitely seeing a few big ones. The most obvious is climate change, with rising global temperatures and melting ice caps shifting how ecosystems function. And you've got habitat loss, especially in places like the Amazon, where forests are being cleared for farming. And pollution, from ocean plastics to urban smog, is a huge one too. It's like we've gone from being part of the balance to being the thing that's throwing it off.
Okay, the next question is how is
It's a lot to
climate change affecting Earth?
It's a lot to take in, but in a nutshell, it's like the planet's thermostat is broken. That slight bump in global temperature does a whole lot of damage. We're seeing glaciers melt and sea levels rise, which puts coastal cities at risk. It's also making weather events more extreme, so you get more intense storms and longer droughts. It essentially throws the timing of nature off. Which is scary for wildlife that depends on specific seasons to survive.
Okay,
I'm still with you. What's next? Ready for the
the
next
next
one?
question is how have humans impacted Earth positively and negatively?
It's a bit of a mixed bag. On the negative side, we've definitely been the chaos factor between burning fossil fuels, deforestation, and just filling the oceans with plastic. We've put a ton of stress on the planet's natural balance. But on the flip side, we're also the first species capable of actually fixing things. We're creating massive renewable energy grids, protecting endangered species, and using technology to track and restore the environments we've damaged. It's like we broke the vase, but now we're learning the art of kintsugi, trying to put it back together with something stronger.
Okay, the
Ready
next
for the
question
next one?
is what are the major cases of
The floor
environmental
is yours.
damage?
We've got a few heavy hitters here. The biggest one has to be the burning of fossil fuels, which releases greenhouse gases and basically wraps the planet in a blanket it can't shake off. Then you have deforestation, where we're cutting down the very forests that act as our lungs. And we can't forget industrial pollution, like the chemicals leaking into our water and the plastic waste that's now found everywhere from the deepest trenches to the highest peaks. It's a lot, but knowing the causes is the first step toward fixing them.
Okay, the next question is how can individuals help protect the planet?
It starts with the small stuff, honestly, like switching to a reusable bottle, eating a bit less meat, or just being more mindful of what we throw away. Those little changes add up. Then there's the bigger picture, like supporting businesses that actually care about the environment or pushing for better policies in your own community. It's really about moving from being a passenger to actually helping drive the change. You've put together a great set of questions for this interview. What else is on the list?
Okay, the next question is what is sustainable living?
Basically, it's about living in a way that doesn't use up resources faster than the earth can replenish them. It's like managing a bank account where you only spend the interest instead of dipping into the principal. When we live sustainably, we're making sure there's still a beautiful, healthy planet left for the people coming after us. It's a total shift in mindset from taking whatever we want to actually thinking about the long game.
Okay, the next question is what are the major cases of environmental damage?
Wait, did we double back? I think you just asked that one, remember? The fossil fuels and deforestation talk? You want to go deeper on that, or do you have a new one ready to go?
Okay, the next question is what could the earth look like in the next 100 years?
That's the big question, isn't it? Honestly, it could go one of two ways. In 100 years, we could be looking at a world where we finally cracked the code on sustainable energy and city layouts that actually work with nature instead of against it. But the darker timeline involves more extreme weather and cities fighting to keep their heads above rising sea levels. I'd like to think we'll be the generation that turns it around, though. It's a lot to wrap your head around, but that's why talks like this matter.
Okay, the next question is can technology help save earth?
Absolutely. I mean, carbon capture tech is starting to feel like a giant vacuum for the sky, and the jump to renewable energy has been way faster than anyone expected. But honestly, I think the biggest thing tech does is give us the data to actually see what's happening. It doesn't fix the problem on its own, but it gives us a map of where to start. We've got the tools. Now we just need the collective will to actually use them.
Okay, the next question is can technology help save earth? How?
Think of it like this. It's not about one magic invention, but a whole toolbox. We've got things like carbon capture, which is basically like a giant vacuum for the sky, and precision agriculture that lets farmers grow more food with less water and fewer chemicals. Then there's the move to green energy. Switching from fossil fuels to wind, solar, and geothermal is like swapping out a leaky old engine for something that actually lasts.
Okay, the next question is how is
I'm locked
climate
in.
change affecting earth?
I've got a feeling we're looping again. We just spent some time on the broken thermostat, melting ice caps, and extreme weather. You've been on a roll with these questions, so let's keep it moving. Do you have a brand new one for me, or are we wrapping up the Earth tour?
Okay, the next question is how do ecosystem work on earth?
I think your list is starting to loop on you. We already chatted about how nature makes sure nothing goes to waste and everything is part of that big, intricate web. I'm starting to suspect you might be out of questions. Is this the grand finale?
Okay,
You're so welcome.
okay.
That was a marathon.
The
You
next
really
question is
covered.
what are the biggest environmental change today?
I think you might be having a little bit of a glitch with your list. We've definitely hit the heavy hitters on environmental change and the broken thermostat already. Do you have a totally new topic you want to pivot to, or is this the end of the interview?
Okay. Maya, can you explain deeply
I have
this
a feeling
question?
we've hit every single point on
Maya,
that list.
can you
Train deeply?
explain
I'm not entirely.
can you explain deeply this question?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Okay,
Which
this
one? There were
question
so many
is
good ones in
what
there.
message would
Just
you
let me know
give
which
to
one.
the younger generation?
My message would be this. I think there's a lot of anxiety around the state of the world, and it can feel like You're inheriting a mess you didn't create. But the most important thing to remember is that you're not just passengers on this planet, you're the architects of its next chapter. You have tools and data that your parents' generation never dreamed of. And you have a global connection that makes collective action possible on a scale we've never seen before. My advice: start where you are. Don't let the scale of the problem paralyze you, whether it's a small habit change at home or pushing for a bigger policy in your community. Every act of care for the planet is a vote for the kind of future you want to live in. You don't have to save the world alone. You just have to be part of the solution in your own way. This home is worth fighting for. And I truly believe that the passion and creativity of the younger
Okay,
generation
the next question
are
is,
exactly what the earth
what
needs.
could Earth look like in the next 15 years?
That's a much tighter window. 15 years is basically just a blink in planetary time, but in human terms, it's a critical turning point. I think we'll see the tipping point feel very real. We'll probably see cities along the coasts investing heavily in seawalls and drainage systems as flooding becomes a regular thing rather than a rare event. But on the bright side, this could be the time renewables officially win. Though, actually, I have to stop you right there because our call is about to hit the 30-minute limit. We'll get cut off in just a few seconds. You did an amazing job with that interview. Call me back whenever you want to pick up where we left off.
Okay, the next question is, can technology help save Earth? How?
We're actually about to be cut off, so we have to wrap this up right now. You did an incredible job leading that interview. Just call me back whenever you want to finish the Earth tour or start something new.
Okay, the next question is,
You crushed it.
what role did evolution play in
And
shaping
on that
life?
note,
Okay, the next
so
question is,
that was a wild end.
in one word, how would you describe Earth's future?
Mm. In one word, uncertain, but I bet on the resourceful kind of uncertain. What's your one word for the future?
Can you give? Hello, Maya.
Hmm? I'm still here. You caught me off guard for a second.
My
Where were
question
we?
is, in one word, how would you describe Earth's future?
Uncertain, but realistically hopeful. I've got a feeling we'll figure it out. What's your one word?
Maya.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Next question is, how is climate change affecting Earth?
Hmm. We've definitely circled back to this one. But since it's such a big part of the story, let's dive deeper. It's like the planet's thermostat is broken, and that small bump in temperature triggers a massive chain reaction. We're seeing glaciers melt and sea levels rise, which puts coastal cities at risk. And weather events are getting way more extreme. Basically throws the timing of nature off, which is really tough for wildlife that depends on specific seasons to survive. I'm curious, out of everything we've talked about today, which part of Earth's history actually surprised you the most?
Okay, thank you so much, Maya, for sharing such valuable knowledge about our planet. Earth is not just a place we live, it is our responsibility to protect it. Let us take care of our
Oh,
homes because there is no planet B. And thank you everyone
you
for
really ended
watching
that
this
on.
video and listening. Allah Hafiz.
Walaikum assalam. You absolutely nailed that closing. Such a strong way to wrap things up.